Yeah, sorry I'm a little late. Practice went a little long. We're trying to get the defense figured out. Weekend didn't go as we wanted. We would have liked to have come away 2-0. Ohio State's a good team. I think they're going to prove to be a little better than what some people thought. But our defense is still nowhere close to where we need it to be. I think everyone's seen our offense is good enough to win every game if our defense was where it's supposed to be. So until we get our defense to where it needs to be, that's going to be the main point of emphasis moving forward. We've got to do a better job keeping the ball out of the lane. I thought we got beat off the dribble too much. We let the ball get inside too much. They've got the best returning post player probably in the ACC in P.J. Hall, so he's going to be a problem for us. They've got the two top returning leading scorers in all of ACC with P.J. and Joe Girard, so we're going to have a tough matchup on the perimeter, and Girard, tough matchup in the post, and P.J. Hall, our front court, our back court, both going to have to be much better. They went to the transfer portal and have some veteran guys. I think the 4 transfers they got come in, average 48 points a game combined. They returned 52 points. I mean, that's 100 points of production that this team has. They're good. They're very good. They're experienced, and we're going to have to play significantly better to have a chance to win at home here tomorrow.
Yeah, hey, Coach. After the first game, you kind of praised Ryland for his defense, and then in game 2, he scores 17 for you guys. Just is he starting to kind of come around and play maybe like you envisioned to begin the season?
Yeah, I think he's really locked into the right stuff. We kind of really challenged him after that TCU scrimmage. He wasn't very good on defense at all that game, and I just don't think his head was quite where it needed to be defensively. After that game, he's really been all about the right stuff for about a month now. So I was really happy to see him play well on offense. You like for the guys that are about the right stuff to get rewarded. I think when you just focus in and lock in on playing the right way and you're really talented on offense, you got to put the work in. You can't not be a good offensive player and just focus on defense, and it's still not going to be a good offensive player. But if you put the work in like a lot of our guys have, and I think you're focused on the right thing, I think it just comes and it flows, and you're not pressing, and you end up playing really well on offense. I think that's been the way it's been for us around here for a while now. So I think Ryland showed the benefits of that finally happening. I think he's a great shooter. He's going to continue to put the work in outside of practice. I anticipate him continuing to play well on both sides of the ball as long as he stays locked into the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, obviously you talked going into that tournament about defense, talked about it in the tournament, talking about it now. I mean, how much is it just a matter of guys receiving the message, or how much is it just takes time for that to get fixed and to get improved?
I think it's both. I think you see, though, sometimes a guy can flip it from one game to the next. I didn't think Sears was great against Ohio State. I thought, he got burned a little bit. We told him, if we're going to be any good this year, he's got to be significantly better. Without a practice between the games, obviously you're playing back-to-back days. He turned the whole thing around. Thought he was maybe our best perimeter defender against Oregon. So I think sometimes it's just guys got to determine that they're going to take the defensive end seriously, that it's a big deal to them, that it's important for us to win, that they play well on defense, and they can just change their mindset. As soon as we get about 8 or 9 guys with that mindset, I think we'll be pretty good. I thought we had a good practice today, and I'm going to keep saying it, and we're going to try to keep coaching it. But, you got to get 7, 8, maybe 9 guys locked in on defense. You got a chance to be good. We're not going to play all 11 guys every game, but the guys and some of the guys want to be good that are freshmen, and they just, they need more reps. They got to get more reps at. Some of the veteran guys, they just got to determine that they want to be great on defense and get locked into it.
You've talked so much about defense in the early part of the season. I guess you got us asking a lot of defensive questions. I'm staying right there. How is the search for a rim protector in the paint coming along? And if you can solve that part of it, how much does that clean up the blow-bys and late switches and other defensive problems?
I mean, we've told our guys, when we were third in the country in defense those 2 years, 3 years ago, and then last year, we weren't perfect. We were far from perfect, but our guys played really hard and we covered for each other's mistakes. So, we didn't have great rim protection with Reese and Bruner, particularly that year, but Herb Jones would come from the backside and clean up all kinds of mistakes for everybody. Last year we had kind of two guys did that a lot. Charles was a great rim protector. Clowney would also come over and clean up a lot of mistakes. So we're trying to get both. I think Mo Wagi's showing some signs. He had some great blocks. Grant Nelson had 4 blocks. I don't know what the official stats had him for, but we go back and rechart everything. He had 4 blocks against Oregon. I think Grant can give us that. I think Mo Wagi can definitely start giving us some of that. Nick showed it for a couple games there. Didn't have any blocks last game. I'm not sure he had any over the weekend, to be honest with you. We got to get more consistent rim protection. So, I think Grant can give us that. We need more out of Jaron Stevenson. I think he can play a lot more like Clowney did for us. And he's young and needs to feel it a little bit more. And I think he's got it. He's a lot better than what I think he even knows, to be honest with you. I think once he sees himself do it a little bit, I can do this, I think he can really be there because he's as athletic as Clowney was. He just got to, have more instincts and go get it. But Grant showed he had 4 blocks last game. Mo Wagi's super reactive and wants to be great. I think he can give us some of that. I think Jaron can give us a little bit more. I think we can get it. It's not there yet, though.
You talked about the defensive effort from some of the returning players, but for the newcomers, is it kind of struggles with learning the scheme and what you guys want to do, or is it kind of them having to dedicate themselves back to defense? And then
both.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You got a second question?
Well, and then as a follow-up, this in practice over the weekend, like today, what do you do to kind of get back to some of the defensive basics or fundamentals you want to adjust?
Yeah, so it is both. I mean, we're playing a similar scheme to last year. We don't quite have Charles, so we've adjusted it a little bit. Obviously, you see us up in the ball more with our guards. Once we get in the half court, it's very similar to what we had last year. We're trying to wear some people out a little bit more than we did last year. We're trying to use our depth in the backcourt a little bit more, try to wear some other teams out, put pressure on them, get them to play late in the shot clock. I think we're maybe the third, among high major teams, if you look at just the high major teams, I believe we're first in offensive pace of play and third slowest in defensive pace of play, which when we've been really good, other teams, if you're really good on defense, other teams take a long time to score on you. So we've got it to where they're taking a while. We're not doing a great job closing the possession out once we get in the last 10 seconds of the clock, whether it's a late breakdown, whether it's a giving up an old board after we force a tough shot. We're not doing a great job closing the last 10 seconds of the shot clock. So we worked on that today in practice. We worked on trying to keep the ball out of the paint by not giving up blow-bys, giving a little bit added extra help. We did get back to some drills we haven't done since before we played games, like just closeout drills, trying to win the first basic defensive fundamentals. You can't have a great team defense if you don't have really good individual defenders. It's not going to work that way. You can't get beat on every blow-by and expect to be in a rotation on every possession and be any good. We've got to do a way better job guarding the ball initially, one-on-one, taking some pride in your own matchup in front of you, and we worked a lot on that today. And then we got to quit letting the ball get in the post all the time. I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to full front everybody and give up lobs, but we got to push catches out, and they got one of the best post players in the country, and P.J. Hall, so our bigs are going to have to step up. So we've worked a lot of defense today. Did not work a whole lot of offense.
Just what do you want to see out of the crowd? Obviously, kind of a late night, weeknight game, but also, the biggest non-conference game at home, and just overall the SEC versus ACC challenge, what that means, kind of compared to, I think you talked in the past about the Big 12 SEC challenge kind of meaning something at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, this game means a lot. We need the crowd to show up big. I mean, this is a big home win. I told our guys, we've done a pretty good job here the last 3 years of getting our NCAA tournament seeding up. Last year we were the number 1 overall seed. Year before that, I believe we were the top 6 seed, which I think would be the 21st best team in the country, according to the committee. And then I believe we were the top 2 seed before that. So we've been the best team, 21st, and the 5th best team that comes from getting quality non-conference wins in addition to playing well in your conference. So this is going to be if we can get the win, it would be a high-quality non-conference win. Clemson's a very good team that's going to win a lot of games in the ACC. If we don't play well, we're not winning this game. It's going to take a colossal effort to play well. We need unbelievable crowd support. We need our home court advantage. The first year of the ACC SEC Challenge, we've been against the Big 12. Clemson to me has been an underrated ACC team. Like, we've only played them once since I've been here. We're 0-1. They beat us. I think Coach Brownell's teams are always well coached. They're well prepared. They play hard. They're tough. They're physical. They're in every game. And he's a good coach and hasn't prepared, for late game situations. So we're going to have to play hard. We're going to have to play well, and we're going to need every bit of the home court advantage as we can possibly get tomorrow.
Hey, Nate, you talk about focusing on defense, and rebounding kind of goes hand in hand with that. I believe Sears is your second leading rebounder, averaging 5 a game. I think 2 of your top 5 rebounders are guards. Is that discouraging this early in the season, or are you happy that your guards are willing to crush the glass like that?
And it's positive and negative. It's great that our guards are rebounding it, because then that helps, especially defensive rebounding. It helps get you in the break a lot faster. If Sears gets it, we're out in the break faster. If Estrada gets it, we're out in the break quicker. We even have Grant Nelson pushing it, who's one of our leading rebounders. But, yeah, we need our bigs to rebound the ball better. Like, we need Mo Wagi coming off the surgery in the offseason, just hasn't had enough reps to get, the more comfortable he gets in the system, the more I think we can play him. When he gets more minutes, I think he can be a great rebounder for us. I believe he's the best offensive rebounder when you look at offensive rebounding rate in the country among high major teams last year. So, he can rebound the ball. He will rebound it. We'll get him some more minutes. So hopefully here coming up, we need Jaron to rebound the ball a lot better for us. We need our bigs to rebound the ball a little better. But it's good when your guards can out-rebound the other team's guards like we've been doing. Then it helps you get out in the break a little bit faster. So challenge our bigs, keep getting our guards to rebound it. We did a good job against Oregon. It was a pretty good rebounding team. It was 40-28. We didn't do a very good job against Ohio State. We beat Oregon. We lost to Ohio State. Rebounding, I think it was Pat Riley. Rebounds equal rings. You're trying to win championships, you better learn how to rebound a basketball. So, all right, thanks. Good seeing you guys.